everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with your morning magpie, just a brief little news show with reactions to all things Newcastle United in the world of the news at the minute. So I'll just talk a little bit about one of our young players actually who's caught the eye, and our captain, fantastic Kieran Trippier, has been waxing lyrically about this young lad. So we're going to have a look at just some of the things that Trips has been saying. So he's been talking to The Athletic. So I've had a brilliant piece written by Chris Waff, a friend of Mr. Dan Wales of the channel. So he's a nice lad, Chris. Actually, I've done a little video with Chris before, and a very good writer. So he's wrote in The Athletic, obviously, about Elliot Anderson, how, he's been brilliant in terms of grabbing that chance against Nottingham Forest. He was sensational when he come on. Mint volley, should have scored with that. Brilliant header. He probably should have scored with that as well. He did score with that. Got ruled out by the referee. But he was brilliant. He worked his arse off, played really well. Reminded us a lot of what we saw in pre-season in terms of those, those the kind of control and runs and just the effort he was putting in. I remember he did against Benfica and Atlanta as well. And he looked absolutely brilliant in pre-season. So Trips has been talking a bit about him, and what Trippier has said when describing Elliot Anderson is he's been saying that he's been acting as a bit of a mentor for Anderson to help unlock his huge potential, is what Trippier says. And he says it's crazy how good he is. He said he's got a massive future ahead of him. He just needs to keep being patient. So that's high praise from Kieran Trippier. I mean, I love hearing Trippier talk about the club and about everything else. But when you look at certain players, you just think you'd make a really good coach. Kieran Trippier definitely falls into that category. He just looks like he wants to help every player improve their game. And certainly as a young player, he must be brilliant to have on the training pitch. I mean, Eddie has said that for Anderson, he's in probably the hardest part of his career, because going from starring in youth academies, up to first team, was a total different kettle of fish altogether. We loaned him out to Bristol Rovers, if anybody didn't know that. And he was brilliant at Bristol Rovers under ex-Magpie Joey Barton. One of my mates is a Bristol Rovers fan. They loved him. They christened the Geordie Maradona. We pinched it. That's what he's called now here. But he was brilliant for them. He helped them get promoted. My mate says he wishes he had him this season. But he's really kicked on. He's filled out. He's put work in at the gym as well. He's been a bit unlucky. He's had some knocks and some scrapes. He's a bit of a sacrificial lamb against Liverpool, as Mark said on Evermore on Wednesday, when Pope had his mental 2 or 3 minutes. But he really showed against Forest what he could be capable of. And, I think he's an exciting addition to have for the run into the end of the season. And I think if he helps us achieve top 4, and he certainly will definitely be a player that helps us to achieve that. Because if he's adding to the squad with the cameos that he's showing now, he's going to offer us something, if not from the start, from the bench, which we don't really have a lot of. We've got Anthony Gordon to come back. He's explosive. He can do something. We've got Anderson, if he can keep doing this. There's a couple of, exciting factors off the bench that could turn a game for us when we need it in the race for this top 4. I'm really excited to see how Elliot Anderson progresses. We want one of our own to do well. We've got Sean Longstaff in the team. Yes, we brought Dan Burn back, but he's still a Geordie. We wanted Matty to do well. That didn't really work out, So we really want Elliot Anderson to succeed, because it's a great story for the club as well. And if we're going to improve on the youth development, which I know is a huge part of what the club want to do moving forward, Elliot Anderson could be used as a poster child for that reason. But listen, if we finish top 4 and we buy better players, he might very well be loaned out with Championship side. Let us know what you guys think about Elliot Anderson, what you would do with him come the end of the season. It all depends on how we finish, where we finish, I suppose. We're still going to need some homegrown players and some club-grown players, as Mark said on Evermore on Wednesday, if we're in the Champions League. So we've got to bear that in mind as well. But listen, really excited to see how well he cracks on to the end of the season. If he can keep replicating what he did against Forest on Friday, I think we're going to have a steady away player on our hands. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. We'd love to hear from you as always. As I mentioned at the start, if you want to smash the subscribe button, come and join us. We're on 2.5 subs. Help us get that 3,000 mark. It'd be absolutely amazing. We're still a young channel, so every bit of support you give us is really much appreciated. Hit that like as well. Help get it around YouTube. Loads of room for Newcastle United content. There's so many channels, but check us out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You won't regret it. This is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team of United, and wherever you are, have a cracking morning, Magpies, and we'll see you later.